Your Typical Podcast. Thank you for listening to Your Typical Podcast. It's me, and we have our special guest co-host for this whole Survivor Season 50. You can introduce yourself.
Your boy, Mikhail. What's up?
And we're here to review. We got 3 hour. I didn't know it was 3 hour episode, but we had 3 hour episode the other day. Full jam pack. We're going to talk about everything we want to talk about. So this might be a long one. So everyone buckle in because we got a lot of thoughts and opinions to share.
Long car ride, put it on. Sadly, there's no more idols in play. So if you're going to the grocery store, you might have to stay in the grocery store's parking lot for a little bit.
Just chill. We're meant to be a relaxed podcast. You can take your time. All right, so we can get right into it because there's so much to talk about. So initially, how do you feel about the first episode of season 50? What are your thoughts?
Honestly, cinema. I think that first cutscene, wow, like that was like, it was unexpected. It scared me a little bit. I was watching with another RD, Jake, and we were going through it, and like it just like went to a black screen. And I was like, "What is happening?" I was like, "What is happening?" I think it was only on our end because like we clicked off and came back on. It was back on, but I don't know if anyone else had that issue. But it was really strange. But like it was cool showing like all the past seasons. And then when it like went through Jenna's eyes, I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that from like the editing team. So I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, they definitely. I don't know. I walked away from the first episode being like, damn, like that was good. Like I'm so excited for what is to happen. I think just watching the episode as a whole, it was interesting to see like the people who like you never thought you'd see together. Like there was a scene, I forget exactly what they were doing, but like Rizzo and Genevieve were like, right next to each other. I'm like, holy fuck, I never thought they would like cross the worlds. So I felt like I don't know if you I know there's a little age gap, but did you ever watch the TV shows where like on Disney Channel, it would be like, That's a Raven, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody and Hannah
Of
Montana, like,
course.
all in one. That's kind of how it felt. Like, this is all the seasons that we loved over the last however many years, like, packed into one. So I think it gave me some, like, excitement. I feel like looking at social media and all that, like, a group consensus of, like, okay, guys, maybe this is going to be a fucking good ass season. And we're not even ready.
I completely agree. I think I was more of like you said, Rizzo and Genevieve. I was more like Kobe and Rizzo. Like what? It's like you're getting that like. I mean, we'll go more into it, but it's like the dad son like connection. Like it's really strange to see, but really amazing to see at the same time. And I personally think a lot of the fandom is now excited. I think that they were nervous at first. I personally like, with that twist, which we'll talk later in the podcast about, like, I actually don't mind it. Choice of who to pick.
Yeah.
Don't know if I like that choice, but like overall, like I think it's going to be a great season. And I think there's going to be some blindsides, and I think people just have to be ready for whatever it throws at us.
Yeah, I think the tricky thing about returning player seasons, especially like in this season too, despite like
Mhm.
all of our complaining about like the cast, there's not like any first outs here. So it's like, so who's
Mhm.
gonna go first? Because there's all GOAT players mostly here. So it's like, even I mean, we'll talk about who got voted off, but like I was like, holy shit, I don't know how this is gonna go. Because I'm like,
Mhm.
who do you vote out first out of this group of people? Who knows? So we can get started just like going through the episode like beat by beat. So the first thing that I noticed is that Jeff basically gave them like the season 49 prompt, but I think maybe it'll go a lot further here. Like, give everything. I want you to play. I want you to give your all. And I don't know if returning players even need that, but it's kind of like nice to hear like the first ask is like play your ass off. That's what we're asking all of you. So no coasting. I love that everyone hopefully is coming to play, 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 play.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Jeff even just the way he even says it, you know what I mean? Like, you could see the energy he's got, like, he's excited. It almost makes you think, like, he knows that Survivor's going in a different direction, in an exciting direction, that is. So I think he wants this season especially to be like that paramount of being like, okay, this is the end capsule. This is what's going to propel us into, the seasons in 50, the seasons 60, 70, getting up to
Yeah.
100, you know what I mean?
The new
And
era. The
the
new
new
era.
era, you know what I mean? When you see, Mikhail Sokoloff on the beach and Donnie Williams as well, So like I personally am very excited for it. And I think like even just like the players in it, like even, we'll get deeper into it. I think they're all really going for it. Even the ones that didn't get a lot of confessionals, like I feel like there's like everyone's doing something, you know what I mean? Like, and
Mhm.
that's what you can get from returning season. And I think that's the enjoyable thing that we have in store for us is there's no one that's like, you know what? It's whatever. Like there's stuff going on in their heads at least.
I agree. So let's talk about these starting tribes. First tribe, we have Kahlo. We have Jonathan, D, Mike White, Camilla, Charlie, Tiffany, Coach, and Chris. What do
Oh,
you think? Initial thoughts.
so when I looked at this season, everyone said Batu is the disaster tribe. Disaster, disaster, disaster. And I personally was like, I don't think like, yeah, I have my, person that I think is gonna go really far in that tribe. But like I really thought Kahlo was gonna be honestly the weaker of the tribe. I don't know why. And it's like, dude, after seeing the season, like the episode, I mean, like it was I was like, they're kind of like killing it out there, you know what I mean? Like their connection building and all that stuff. And it's like there's a good like alliance brewing. And I think there's three people that I'm a little nervous about for them, just because it doesn't seem like they're in that big alliance.
Yeah. I mean, this tribe is interesting because the other two tribes, it feels like there's a lot of like pre connections from other seasons, like conflict walking in. This tribe, and I think even over the whole episode, got the least amount of screen time, meaning like
Yep.
they're all just like kumbaya, let's sit
They're
around the
chilling.
beach. The one thing that I did notice, and I just talk about like each tribe specifically, I love the fact that, like, Camilla, D, and Tiffany were, like, new era girls.
Hmm.
We got each other. I think that's actually gonna be a very great alliance for them, because they kinda have to stick together, and I think if other tribes, and I will get to that next tribe once we talk about them next,
Hmm.
if people came in and kinda like what you said the last episode, are you coming in with preconceived notations of, like, what you think their game might be, and are you adjusting for that? Or are you playing the game presently as it happens? And I think an alliance like that is gonna be able to play the game in the present, because I
Hmm.
actually think they can easily get Charlie and Jonathan, like, they're all new era people,
Hmm.
on their side too, so they might be the strong alliance in
Hmm.
in this group, and again, like, there's one person that I'm gonna say in a bit that clearly they're not playing in the present, which is
Oh,
why they got voted off this episode, but we'll see.
I do want to add to that. I think I agree. I think it's the interesting tribe because like I feel like when you're looking at the other ones, you could kind of say, okay, this is kind of where it's going. I think, is it Kalo? Is that how you say it? Kalo? Kalo?
Kalo, I don't know.
Kalo, I
The
don't know.
the blue
Steel
one,
tribe.
the blue one.
The blue one, the classic blue tribe. I personally think it could go either way. I think what I agree. I think those three, it's really good. I'm a little worried for them in case, they decide, D's gotta go because seems like that's thoughts already in some of their heads. Like, okay, D
Yeah.
has to go. She's too big of a threat. Thought she was connected with Mike White, so maybe something there. Um, Honestly, I didn't think Mike White was gonna be as connected as he is. Like, wow, like they love him, and then it's like you got the coach and Jonathan link up. Like that,
Mhm.
I was honestly, I wasn't expecting that one as much. Honestly, like the Jonathan coach thing.
Early predictions, who's the first one gone from this tribe?
I think it has to be D. I think it's so this would be my thought. D's gonna go because they're gonna be like, okay, D is a good competitor, but also like has won $1 million Sprite. I think Mike White is either going to be sus of that and try to help, or Mike White is going to be like, okay, now I'm scared because now D's gone. Now I'm scared and try to do something. And that might be might either get him out or might help him propel him forward. But I think once D's gone, I'm a little worried for Camilla and Tiff, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping that something shakes it up or honestly, I could honestly see that tribe run out and not really lose a lot.
Yeah, they might not get the opportunity. I just thought about it, like, fuck, you have Tiffany and Camilla on your draft pick
Yeah.
too. Ah,
So I'm a
I wanted
little
Tiffany
when
so
I saw
bad.
that 3, I was like, "Please." I'm like, I love it, I love it. I'm just like, I hope there's nothing brewing deep down the
Mhm.
surface to, get those 3 out because they're on the I would say perceived, like, outside, I would say because it's like you have that 3, but it's like, I guess there's notions of like, oh, there's this stronger like people with like, Coach and Jonathan, Chrissy, and then maybe Mike White's falling in there. So I guess I think I agree with you. It's going to fall down to where does Charlie lie? I think he's going to be
Yeah.
a real big swing vote here.
I heard it sneaky that him and D had a preseason alliance, so you heard
Oh,
it here first. I don't know if that tells us anything about how the numbers go, but that might be 4 and 4, so we'll see. I have a sneaky prediction. This is just coming off the top of my head based on this episode. For some reason, I got and I think Survivor edits people this way, which is why I'm like my alarm bells are going off.
mhm.
It's giving Chrissy first out from Callow.
Yeah,
But it was a
it
cringe moment for her when she was, like,
uh-huh.
trying to strategize and, like, the music they used, it just felt awkward, and I'm like, I feel
It
like
was a
Chrissy's
little
not
weird.
cooking like she thinks she's cooking. Therefore,
Yeah,
that gives me an insight that maybe she might be the first person voted off.
I think is Chrissy on my team? Did I pick up Chrissy or no? Or is that the
I don't
audience?
I think the audience has Chrissy.
I think I picked up Chrissy in a different draft. So,
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
in a
worried
few
just
other
the way she's
drafts.
playing this first episode.
I'm in a few other drafts, so I'm like, there's interesting because there's a few people that I'm like, oh, pretty consistent on these people, and then you can tell the people I'm inconsistent on because I'm like,
Mm.
I didn't pick them for this one. Let's see what happens. All right, so next tribe, I think probably the most interesting tribe in my opinion,
Why
Sela,
bore it?
Orange. We got Joe, Savannah, Christian, Sari, Ozzy, Emily, Rick, and Jenna. Without talking too much about the I guess, like, dynamics of obviously they lost, they went to tribal,
Mhm.
and all of that. We can talk about that in a bit. But what's just your initial thoughts about this group of
Honestly, I think one of my favorite tribes makeups. And I think just because it's like all over the board and like people might be like, I disagree with that. But I just think it's an interesting and fun tribe. Like there's like some chaotic, sense. And I think like even that visual picture of them on the beach and Christian sitting there, like, yeah, like that to me was just so like fun and funny and like different than what you're seeing on like these new seasons. So it gives me a lot of like old school vibes. And I personally love it a lot. I think a lot of people probably would say they think Vatu's more, wild and fun, which there's something there. But honestly, as a Scylla, I think Scylla is probably my favorite tribe personally.
Yeah, I also agree. I think this is kind of like the personality tribe. This is the
Mhm.
tribe that's gonna give us, like, the juice. And I can tell from episode 1, like, from their relationships with other people on other tribes and all of the things, like, this is gonna be the tribe that, like, is gonna keep us going over the season. I know, like, I hope most of the people in this tribe stick around because I think that's gonna be the most dynamic gameplay, in my
I do
opinion.
too, because I have a couple of them on my draft.
You're like, "I hope." And then last but not least, bot 2. So we got Colby, Genevieve, Rizzo, Angelina, Q, Stephanie, Kyle, and Aubrey. First thoughts.
Honestly, I think defying my expectations of just like I thought for sure disaster tribe as everyone else thought like it was like that was going to be the first to go to tribal council and all. Yeah, they lost Kyle, but like I thought it was like I was like okay, they're going to go and then it's like that first opening scene, they killed it. I was like wow, even when they kinda slowed down with Rizzo, I was like, "Rizzo, bro, you just came back from 49, didn't have time to practice them puzzles." Poor guy. It wasn't even a puzzle, just challenge in general. So, but they figured it out, and I think, like, I just personally was like I was like, "Okay, about to define them odds," and then they ended up, pulling it out and winning for the immunity challenge, but, like, they were fun, like, they had interesting like, I think overall it was just interesting, you had the whole Kobe and Rizzo thing, and then you had the whole fashion show walk, and Kyle's wearing the buff, and it's just like the vibes are good, but there's something like deeper down there where it's like, it's gonna be like a power struggle of,
Yeah.
once Kyle went home, it's like, okay, now what's happening? Two people don't have their votes. Like, are they gonna get picked off? Are they gonna work together? Are
There's
they gonna
some
bluff?
interesting shit.
They're gonna find an idol?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what, like, I'm really hyped for them in season 3 because I'm like, where's this dynamic gonna go?
Yeah.
And
This
then,
this
so much, so much.
I'd say this tribe definitely has like some interesting shit brewing. I think this is the most like unknown to me. Like what is gonna happen? They could potentially not lose and not have to worry about it. Potentially. But also one loss, I'm like, damn, maybe your Genevieve, Kyle, first and second boot prediction might be true. We will see.
I went home, even though it's a med bag. No, it's poor Kyle. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're already off. First
A
boot
little
was
bit.
not either one of
I
them,
mean,
but
I did say Jenna was probably gonna go
yeah.
early. No offense,
Uh,
Jenna, either.
all right, so just moving on from that, so we got our 3 tribes. The thing that I wanted to talk about, just briefly, the fan decisions, I thought they were interesting. So the first one is rice.
What?
Are we gonna give them rice or are we gonna have them earn rice? I was surprised that they didn't just give them rice. Were you?
I was, because I think there was a lot of like complaints in the fandom and the community of like, oh, it's like this. I think maybe if they put it back to 39 days, maybe people would have voted to give them rice, and maybe they're just like, we want to see them go at it and like fight to the death kind of thing, and that's why I get them not to have food automatically in their stomachs, and they got to start like, hallucinating and thinking and scheming. But I really did think they were going to give them rice. I thought it was going to be for sure 53% to give them rice.
Yeah, I was surprised. Also, like I feel like the fandom often complains about disaster tribes, and I
Yep.
think half of the reason is because there's one group usually over the last 3 seasons that is significantly malnourished compared to the rest, which is how they turn into the disaster tribe. Like they lose, they don't eat, they lose, they don't eat, they lose. Like that's the thing. So the fact that like rice and supplies where they have to earn both, that was kind of like surprising to me. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Vote, and then we'll talk about it later, but not surprising to me that the fans voted to keep idols in the game,
Oh, for sure.
dynamic idols specifically,
It's
like,
like, what? Why wouldn't you?
could you imagine, like, no idols
Who's
this
voting
season?
for no
Yeah.
idols? Like, realistically, it was probably what they say was like 80 to 20. I'm like, who voted that way?
It was Richard Hatch. He's like, "The game
Yeah,
was better."
apparently.
The game was better when you could just
All the people that
win.
got voted off from idols.
Alright, so you said it already, the marooning challenge, I can't even tell you what they did, I don't remember, but I know Batu kicked their asses in this marooning challenge.
Did.
And then each tribe, so it was weird because they didn't win supplies, they won a bonfire, which I guess is nice, but then each
Yeah.
tribe had to choose one person to go fight for supplies, so, um, Kahlo chose Coach, Sela chose Ozzy, and then Batu chose Q. Were those the people you thought should be chosen?
Honestly, like, firstly, I want to say is like, I really like this concept. It's different. It's different than what we've got, and it's giving like that old school, like, kind of different things going on kind of thing, new things happening. I personally loved the challenge. I liked kind of where it's like, you had to bring that torch to set the fire, kind of really kickstart our season 50, make it kind of going back to that first season where they had to go through the water and bring a torch and light it. Like,
Mhm.
that's what we want. We want different things. And I hope I'll talk about later about the challenge. It's not fulfilling what I'd like personally. But yeah, I would say for those three, honestly, I actually really enjoy those three that went. I do really
Mhm.
enjoy it. I think you kind of want that first thing, and it's like, even I think it was Rick Devens himself said, "Give the fans what they want." You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Make it like entertaining. Make it crazy. Make it the biggest personalities you could get. Because like, imagine if it was like, some people that are more reserved. It's like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like that. So it's like the people that like we have that whole scene, which I think yeah, we'll talk about now is like, with Coach and Ozzy going at it, and Coach not, keeping his word and honor. And I feel bad for Coach. I'm like, he never made a promise. He wasn't going back on his word or anything. He didn't have the honor of like whoever got it first. But like, I actually do like that from Coach because that's different in his game of like,
Yeah.
okay, like I'm playing a little different this time. It's season 50. You got it.
I mean, and
So,
coach was working smarter, not harder. It's like,
oh,
yeah,
sure, for
Ozzy, you
sure.
literally like, let's talk about the challenge. Ozzy,
That was
if
so
people thought that Ozzy did not have it still, you're surely mistaken. This
and he
guy,
got
if he
the
makes it to the merge, is going to be a beast. Literally, the
oh,
way that
yeah.
he like did all of that, like even Q, this big guy was like, "Jeez, calm down." Like he just flew
Mhm.
through all the challenges, and I think for Ozzy, I think him being in the position of like, yeah, I did all this stuff first. Of course, I should win. But if that was the case, he would have won by doing all that stuff first. That wasn't the end all be all of the challenge. And there was other things to kind of consider. Like, I mean, Ozzy, you got to the key first. You could have knocked it off and grabbed it yourself first, but you didn't. You kind of like let them both get there. And then it was kind of like, who can
Ugh.
get it? Like, it was just this
He
whole
burned
thing
himself
that
out, I guess.
yeah, but he cooked them in the beginning. I was actually shocked. I was surprised. I was like, "Damn!" Like, okay, Ozzy just has not lost it.
That boy was moving, I will say. Like, I was personally shocked because his last time out, I feel like he really didn't do that good, like, challenge-wise. Like, it was either the one before that or that one, he didn't do that good, so I was expecting, same old Ozzy. So, like, seeing him do that, I was really surprised, and I'm, like, wondering, like, he had to have practiced. He knew he's coming at
Yeah.
50. He's like, "I gotta be like myself when I first played out here." So, like, I personally like, even in the edit, you could see him, like, just how fast he was moving.
Yeah.
I think it was good. I think I was really hoping Q got it because I wanted
Yeah.
to see Coach and Ozzy on Exile Island because imagine that decision. That
Mhm.
decision would have been a discussion for sure.
I think this Fight for Supplies challenge was so funny because they walked in, Ozzy and Coach like, "Let's bury the hatchet. We're good," and they walked out like, "Fuck you, dude." You're
Exactly.
back on my list. And like even in the preview for the next episode, this clearly is gonna play a part
The
in the season.
beef.
So
I
um
love it. I just love it. It's different, It just
yeah.
feels, like old school where it's like, the comments or like the little random beef and you're like, this beef is so stupid, but I love it.
Mhm. Give us the beef. That's what the fans wanna see. We wanna see beef.
Exactly.
Give us all the beef. So ultimately, Coach gets the key, as we said. He
Mhm.
gets supplies, he gets to leave, and then there's this twist that Ozzy and Q are on Exile Island, which I think sucked. Like, the first day you get stuck away from your tribe, that is, like, probably the
So rough.
worst thing to happen. Like, I would be like, "Damn." The one thing that I actually thought about, and we could talk about like so they get stuck on Exile Island. Then the next day they have to make a decision. One person gets supplies but loses their vote, and the other person gets an extra vote. Which one are you going for?
I think I ultimately have to I think I ultimately have to bring supplies back. We are playing season 50 and yeah, that might be the safe option even though you're losing your vote. If I don't, it's like I feel like I'm a schemer. Like
Yeah,
Ozzy, like I'm actually blown away that we have people in season 50 who is not questioning that more.
yeah,
Like this is season 50. Do you really think, yeah, you nothing happened, you just came back? It's like, no, no,
yeah.
something's
See,
going to happen. You're gonna
in
lose something.
in my opinion, though, I feel like if I so I guess this is where we kind of differ, and like
Mm,
I am team scheme. Like, let's
really?
scheme, let's do it. And I
I'll be the
think,
hero.
yeah, I'm
H.
truly, I mean, obviously we played a game together, and I actually
Mm,
think we will be on opposite tribes. I think I would be on the villain tribe, and I think you would be on the hero side. But it depends on the game for me. But
mm.
ultimately, I think, what do I need the most? In my head, I'm like, okay, yes, maybe it is silly not to come back with supplies for your tribe, but there's going to be other opportunities to gain supplies. What I would not want is to lose my vote and go back with supplies for my tribe, but nothing for myself. So that's kind of why
That
I would be like, I I'm sorry, I have to take the extra vote. Like I get an advantage. It's kind of like a leg up on coach because coach didn't get shit. He got the pot and the
extent.
machete and that's it. So Ozzy kind of walks away like honestly maybe in a better position than coach left. And he can just say, "Hey guys, I lost the challenge." And they might assume that he doesn't have a vote. So
Personally, I I I have a love and hate relationship with that idea and the decision making with it. I would have loved to have seen an exile island where something is hidden. Where something is
yeah.
hidden, they can look.
Do you
There's
think
some
there's
weird
not
things
did
on
you
the
think there
island.
wasn't? Did you think there
I
wasn't
thought
anything hidden?
I thought that there was. I was like, why are they not looking on this beach? Like they should be looking for an idol, like something. And I'm like, it's just like you get this generic like scene where it's like
Yeah.
Q and Ozzy are just sitting there and they're like, oh, you gotta make the decision. And Q's like, hmm, yeah, I guess Ozzy have all the power. And I'm just like, I'll be the hero. And I'm like, and that was it. And I was like, what? Like, show us some struggle. Show us some like someone's going to do something. It's season 50. Like they just went to
Yeah.
bed and woke up and goes, all right, let's make a decision. like,
In my
like give
opinion,
us something.
I bet there was something hidden
You
there,
think so?
and I bet they just had so much to show this episode, and the fact that they did not find it was like, what's the point in showing it? They did not find it because there's no way that you make 2 people stay on an island. First thing
Mm,
I would do, I'd be like, "Mikhail, let's go. There's something hidden here. I want one
exactly.
of us to find it. Like, I want one of us to have it. Like, I think one of us should have it. We're here all night.
Mm.
Let's look. Like, what? Why not? So interesting that neither one of them found something. But again, Ozzy walked away with in a good position, like advantage wise. And we even talk about towards the end. I'm like, damn, it's episode 1, and you walk away with the idol and an extra vote.
Now, my personal question for you, Donnie, is do
Yes.
we think that Ozzy and Q formed a connection there and an alliance, or no, because they didn't show any?
I think no. I think
You
they
think
both
that?
walked in and kinda was like, you know what, I think they probably walked away with a respect for each other, but I think which also kind of like maybe this is a lost opportunity to, like,
I
you're
agree.
stuck on this island with someone, make a connection, but I also think Q seems like type of person who has a lot of preconceived notations of people and
Mhm.
informs his game by that. So I think based on maybe Ozzy's reputation, Q might have not been interested to start an alliance with him.
That's a good point.
Um, so that's kind of I think Ozzy is kind of playing from the bottom and just like in general, I think no one's gonna do him any favors here, and he probably knows that. So he's like open. I'm sure he's open to whatever, but I
Mhm.
also think Q might not be as open as Ozzy, which may be why we didn't see much from and also Q just saw, like, how pissed off Ozzy got because Coach got the key first, like, he's like,
She's like, I don't want
I'm
that
not
on
going
me.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
a
not
little
going in
chaotic,
10
but
feet
I
of
don't
this
want
guy."
that on me.
Which makes sense, it makes sense for Q, like, and he's not on the same tribe, might not even ever make it, I think it's interesting because, like, from Genevieve's decision later, I'm like, "Oh, do people think that Ozzy is, like, first out on this tribe?" Which may
Mhm.
not be as cut and dry as they think. So it's, like, interesting to me, so past Exile Island, we get past that, we go to the immunity challenge. I was surprised because I thought 2 tribes will go to tribal, but only 1
Mhm.
tribe will lose. This is kind of like you kinda said, like, I was hoping for a more fun like, something we hadn't seen before challenge. This was kind of the same first challenge, I feel like, from the last few seasons. Did you agree?
Yeah, I was like, I saw a cutscene come in and I'm like, "Yes, yes, yes," and then it's like, I see the challenge and I'm like, it's like, big challenge with a puzzle at the end, physical with a puzzle, like, it's just like, come on, you know what I mean? I want something different or like,
Yeah.
even if they change it up and do puzzle first, like, and end in some different way, to me, that would be interesting because it's a change of pace, like, all those things we've seen before, the classic. I guess they have to do it so they can get their nice puzzle in the end of, "Look, it's season 50, look at it, so nice." But kind of predictable that they would kinda go with what they did on that. I did like
Mhm.
the what they did with, like, the cage. I think that was a little different, compared to a little some of them where it's like they had to get in and then, like, I personally don't mind that part as much, but, like, like, go under, get into mud, like, go up a thing, complete a puzzle, throw the ball onto the thing, like, it's, like, kind of what we see all the time.
I agree. How do you feel? So obviously this was an interesting challenge because Kylo gets first, Batu gets second. We see Kyle get injured, and we also
Mhm.
see Sari just like lose the challenge significantly for her tribe. How would
Mm.
you feel if you were that person that like, wow, I just fucking lost this for my team?
I would personally be thinking I'm going home and wanting to do something about it. Like, I would be, like, trying to do something, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the edit didn't show really Sari doing anything to like wanting to change. Because it's like if you played the game 5 times, you got to think like, damn, I just blew that, like I just blew that challenge. Like, and the edit didn't show how long it was. Like I saw later, it was a long time,
Yeah, I just said
and
20
like
minutes. 20
and the
minutes.
reason that I saw the reason Cerie stepped up for it was because it was similar to when she was doing the Australian Survivor versus the World, where it's like it was a very similar challenge that she did, but something was different about it, the like structure of it, and that was what was throwing her off. But I'm like, Cerie, come on, you had all this time
Yeah.
to practice, like you know what I mean?
It's probably hard to practice for stuff like that. I think someone like Cherie, I would never put myself in a clutch position for the team, like ever. Like that is a position for Joe. You have so many strong players on this team who are just like good at challenges, like Savannah. We got, I don't know if Rick, but like Savannah and Joe could carry the team challenge wise.
Or
And
let them fall
Christian,
on the sword,
yeah,
you know what I mean? If they
like let
don't.
them do it. Yeah, let them do it. I thought it was weird. And Ozzy, you have Ozzy. Like you have so many people who are great at challenges historically. You don't gotta
Hmm.
try to reinvent the wheel. You don't gotta try to reinvent yourself. Just do what you do best. If I was Suri, I would have been on that fucking puzzle. The end. You cannot tell me that I was not on the puzzle, and that's it. I'm not gonna be in a position where I can bring my team down. I'm not gonna do that. So it was surprising me that she let herself be put in that position. But I agree. Like if I throw a challenge for the team, you have to assume like fuck, like I'm going home. And I think the
Yep.
edit of the episode, which is maybe why we didn't see Suri much. I think they wanted us to think that Suri was going home this
Said she
episode
was
because
going home.
that's what I got. Like literally, I mean, like you can see in my notes, I literally said like feels like Suri is done.
No.
I literally was like Suri, and I can't handle my second draft pick going home first. That would have been horrible for my team morale. It's like one of those things that like I'm not if I'm in Sela, I'm not expecting Sari to be a challenge beast, and I would not assume so of that
Mhm,
anyway. And I don't think that I would want to send Sari home because she's not a challenge beast, because that's not what I expect. So like
mhm,
after the challenge and everything, the one thing that I thought was interesting was like, and we didn't even talk about it earlier, Jenna was already throwing out Sari's name before the challenge. They got on the island. Jenna's like, Sari, 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 Sari. So then Jenna's like, now I have a reason. Sari, 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 Sari. And I thought this
mhm.
was such a huge mistake from her. In my opinion, I think Jenna sent herself home in this episode because why would you want to go against someone like Suri? Not because you think she's a great player. I will want
Mhm.
to get Suri out eventually too. But it's like in your mind, Suri's not the first person you go for because she has too many connections. People want to play with her. So like it's just like interesting because like Jenna throws out Suri's name to Rick Devens, and the first thing Rick Devens does is go tell Suri. So it's like Jenna, you really put yourself in a horrible position on this tribe because you came in with no connections. Like you should have been wanting to make connections, not run a vote because you don't have the authority to do so yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that, Jenna personally, I think the reason she's doing that is because she is, season 1, I gotta represent, I gotta do all this. I personally, even though she went home, I really like it, even though it's like she's kind of screwing herself because it's like I don't feel like I see it as much. Like not that edited. You know what I mean? I think,
Yeah.
you had a little bit of Matt like the previous season in 49, but like I really do like it. I would have loved to have seen her survive somehow just to see,
Mhm.
okay, now what are you gonna do now that Cerie's gone, right? Like, are you going to target someone else? Are you gonna, like, I don't
And that seemed
mind
like
it.
the
I think
fear. That seemed
I
like the fear. They're like, so she threw out Cerie's name before this challenge. Like,
Mhm.
she was always gonna go Cerie, so who's next?
Exactly, and I think that ultimately, yeah, you're on season 50, you throw someone's name out, you're gonna go home probably. Like, I remember seeing, I'm like, Jenna, I'm like, I literally looked over, like, Jennifer's boots, it's incoming, I could see it,
Yeah.
and that's what ended up happening to her.
I mean, it sucks for her too because I think, again, like you said, and there's something that I'm gonna probably think about all season. Who is adapting to the game that is being played in front of us, and who is coming in being like, Cerie's a big target. She has to go. That's all I'm gonna put on. And I think Jenna was in the position that she clearly needed to align with the people from the old era. She clearly that was the clear position of her position that tribe. She needed Ozzy on her side. She needed Sari on her side. And I think with loyal allies, she could have started to push some things.
Mhm.
I don't get how someone comes in with no allies and expects to drive a boat. That seems
Ex
crazy to me. That
I
seems wild.
It's almost like the I'm from season 1,
Mhm. And it just like
it's
seemed like a blunder for her. I'm like, I just
yeah,
if I was her, I would have picked a more clear target. I think for me, the more juicy pieces of meat on the table would be between Ozzy, Joe, and Savannah. And I probably would have chose Savannah. Like truthfully, I would have been like, Savannah just told us she won. Let's get her the fuck out of here. Why is she, it's not even a conversation, guys. Like she just won the game. She
mhm,
literally, we haven't even seen her game. We haven't seen her play. She has. That would be my number one. Like if I had a and honestly, I don't even think it would be conceived as like pre-game stuff because she told them that she won while they were there. So I'm like,
mhm,
Savannah would have been more easy to me to get out just pushing a name. So it was weird that she chose to read. And unfortunately, I just feel like kind of history repeats itself. Someone throws out Cerie's name and they end up being the
going
one to go
home.
home. Yeah.
Yeah, my question for you is that why they put Jenna as the person in the edit where it's like they went right through it because she's first boot or because she's from season 1?
I think they want, and this is kind of my philosophy of why they didn't also give Cerie a lot of screen time. I think Cerie sticks around for a long time. That is my opinion from
I
this
think so
episode.
too.
I think she stick around. I don't think she needed to defend herself because again, like she's fucking Cerie. Like no one's
Mm,
gonna vote her out first episode. People have her back in this game. And unfortunately, like that's just is what it is. Like, you know things about the game. If you go in with any preseason thoughts, that will be one thing that I will walk in like, let's not touch her yet. Like, I want to put Suri in a position where she feels safe, and that's when I cut her. Not, I'm just gonna cut her first. I think Jenna got a lot of screen time this episode because she went home.
because she went home. Uh, You know, I think it's just so fascinating. Like, I think it was maybe it was a confessional right before tribal or something, but it was saying that like maybe it was Jenna who said it, but it's like Sari has not gone home normally, right? Like
Yeah.
there's always been some crazy shit that happens. So it's like you kind of gotta, if you're a betting person, you're like, she doesn't go home here unless like four idols are played or something. So it's like I think it was never in doubt. I personally, this is what I wanted to happen. I personally wanted Ozzy to go home.
Yeah,
That's a crazy take.
I thought that
I
was a better
I think
take.
that would have been
When Emily
insane.
when Emily threw his name out, I'm like,
I was like,
yo,
please. I was like, absolute cinema. Cause like imagine that. Then Cerie's got like this person who's like, like, you know, oh, like I'm working with them, like this is my ride or die in a sense, Ozzy would say. I don't think Cerie's saying
yeah.
that, but goes home. It's like, okay, now Cerie, now you're working from the bottom.
Yeah, but that's
Now you
why
gotta
I'm
put
like,
yourself
Jenna,
to the top.
like, let's think about it. Like, strategically, Sari is not the strategic person to go home here. Ozzy would be the strategic person because then Sari has nobody. Like, she's not working with anyone. And then that's when you have a clear shot, like, I don't think anyone's gonna put their neck out on the line, but Ozzy was willing to play his extra vote if he needed to. He was willing to do all the things that he needed to do to protect her, and now that he has an idol, I think he has too much power, like, I don't think either one of them are going anywhere anytime soon, and I don't know, it's just like, yeah.
I
Poor
know
Jenna, 7-1, goes home, sad.
I know we're talking a lot about it, but, like, I mean, I'm also like, if I'm Jenna, it's like, why are you not trying to work with them?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, realistically, like, there's a lot of, like, more new players, middle kind of players. It's like, why wouldn't you wanna work with them to be like, "Okay, we're old school for the most part," you know what I mean? Old school. So it's like, why don't we just form together? And it's like, I feel like, yes, Ozzy and Suri have that connection, but it's like they kinda don't really have a crazy amount of connections to everybody
And
else.
they're always gonna be targets. They're always gonna people
Yeah.
are
They're
always
gonna
gonna
be in
say their
front of
name.
you. They're gonna be your
Yeah,
shield, Jenna.
yeah,
So,
exactly. Jenna
drop the
didn't
ball.
she just didn't think strategically.
Mhm.
Also, if I was Jenna, which is kinda was clear to me that Jenna was going home because she still voted for Suri. If I was Jenna and I heard Ozzy's name, I'd be like, "Yeah, that's literally the obvious choice. Fuck Cirie, let's keep her here. Let's get out Ozzy." So when I saw that she voted for Cirie, I was like, "Jenna's done."
It's
Like,
over.
no way that they vote out Cirie. Like Joe and Emily after throwing Ozzy's name out, no way they vote Cirie out over
Mhm.
Ozzy. Like, no way. So it was just like interesting. I do want to talk about really quick. I know we're like spending a lot of time on this, which honestly was only tribal. That's what all we got to go for. But
Mhm.
it's interesting to me who the core of this tribe turned into, which I did not expect. So the core from this episode seemed like Christian, Rick, and Emily really driving who they want. They like the Nerd Alliance, I think that's what they call themselves or whatever.
Mm.
And then Joe and Savannah kind of being like the extra sides for that. So it's like I didn't expect Christian, Rick, Emily, Joe, and Savannah to be a 5-person voting block to decide what's going home. So like how do you feel about that group?
I personally love it. I love that there's the bromance of Christian and Rick Devens, who I have both of them. So it's like I just love it. You got that strategic scramble. And I'm pretty sure I talked about this of Rick Devens aligning himself with someone that is that likable person that can help him get out of that trouble. And it's like,
Yeah.
boom, Christian, who better could you ask than Mr. Likability, Mr. Yap himself? Like, and it's just like they complement each other, and then it's like you pull in Emily, it's like, okay, now Emily is kind of one of that. It's like, okay, now we have some connections to some newer players out here, you know what I mean? But also Emily's like has that previous like notion of, her game and what her game is. So it's like I personally think like she could be a target in front of them, comparing that to like some of the newer players where they're like, "Oh, I wanna vote someone that I know's played like that
Yeah.
recently, and I know how that they play," because they're going to probably if you're newer, you're probably gonna be more likely to play how you were playing just then. You haven't had
Mhm.
all this time in the world to think about what you wanna do. You haven't had this time to see the different people, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, I personally, like, really love that core 3. Now, I will say this, I think I wish Joe was thinking a little bit smarter. And I think
Mhm.
this is where it's like the next couple episodes could be big because I think that there could be a flip, which I'm really scared about, for on Rick Devens and them if it's found out. But I think also there could be a swap where Joe and Suri go together and that can form a pair there.
I
Um,
agree.
I think I'm a little I do think that if they lose again, I personally think something's gonna happen to where maybe Ozzy's playing an idol and Savannah goes home. I could see Sav going home next just because I'm like, I can't see her going far, far. You know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah.
can't see I see all the other people in it going a little bit farther.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing that keeps ringing in my head is in the first preview, Rick Devens mentions the Billie Eilish Boomerang
And
Idol.
it didn't
How would he
happen.
but how would he know about it? So I'm like, are there multiple? I'm just so
It's
confused of
gotta be
like,
one on each.
yeah. So I'm like, is there a tribe swap coming where then Rick Devens finds it? Does he find the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol on the Sela Beach? I don't know. I don't
Does
know. I
Ozzy
think
give it to him?
I doubt, but Ozzy doesn't know it's a Boomerang Idol.
What if Ozzy gets it right? and there's some like clause with it, or there's something where he finds something that makes him have to get rid of something he has.
Yeah, I
Like
saw so what
that would make it interesting. Maybe that's too complex for
I think
Survivor,
that
but
might
that
be
would
too
be really
complex.
interesting.
Only because I thought it was interesting that they made it clear that Ozzy could not give it away. It's his to keep.
Oh
Also that
yeah,
it was an
it's fair.
advantage for Genevieve. So I think the only logical answer is that there's another boomerang idol on every beach.
There's
I think
another
that's
one.
the only,
But you think
which
they would
makes
change the
sense. I
name
think
up?
that would make sense. I think that makes sense
So
because
there's one on each
why
beach then.
yeah. Yeah, so everyone gets the opportunity to send an
Boomerang,
idol to
boomerang,
someone.
boomerang,
Yeah.
boomerang,
Like,
boomerang.
I think that will make sense. That's just that's something that stuck out to me. I'm like, I thought it was gonna be Rick Devens who found this idol, but it wasn't. It was Genevieve. Like, it was, like, interesting to
Well,
me.
I mean, she talked about giving it to Rick Devens because she thought he would go home, and I'm like, okay, so this is how it happened. And then she chooses Ozzy, and I'm like, why are we giving Ozzy so much power? How is he getting so
Yeah.
much? He had like
Episode
19
1.
confessionals. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, like, and I'm like, what? Like, you're doing that because you think Ozzy's going to go home, which I don't think they knew everything that was going to happen, right? But
Uh-huh.
like, so she thought Ozzy had a better chance of going home than others. I don't know. I personally am, like, a little surprised by that. I think she also honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think she shoulda used it to build an alliance. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's that strat of like, "Oh, it could come back to me and I get an idol." But now it's like, boom, it's off your hands. Your alliance knows that someone
You
else
don't
is
have it,
having
yeah.
it. You you don't have it, so it's like, I feel like they're less likely to go, "This person has this idol, let's flip the vote on them now because they have
Uh,
an idol." But it's like you also then build roads inward towards other people on different tribes. Like, cause could you imagine her giving it to someone like, you know, your Camilla or your Cherie or, you know, like just anybody, you know, like on a different tribe or someone. I think she should have been thinking about who do I give this to? Who, if I give it to them, they are going to be so loyal to me. And I think
yeah.
Joe actually would have been a great pick because I think
Does
if she gave it to Joe, Joe would have been like, like, I'm good with Genevieve. Like, we're locked now. I can trust her. That's honesty. That's loyalty. That's it. That's
I'm
family.
curious,
And
did
Dom would say that's family.
they didn't tell Ozzy that Genevieve gave it to him, though. It was just someone, right?
Oh, they didn't. Yeah,
I
no,
don't
they
think
didn't.
so.
But
He
I
doesn't
think
know
that
who gave it to him.
I think what she should have done though is if she does that right, she then could go and talk to him.
Yeah,
Like
true.
if like gives it to Joe, right? Talks to him at merge because how else would like who else is gonna
Yeah.
know that?
Be like, "Hey,
That oh Joe's got an
I
idol.
gave you that merge. I gave you that idol." I agree.
I gave
Like,
you
I
that
agree.
Billie Eilish
Yeah.
boomerang idol.
The one thing that I am curious about, and I think I love Genevieve, she's on my draft team, but I think it could have been a false move. I don't think I would give it to someone who I think would get voted out, because ideally, if I think they're gonna get voted out, they probably think they're gonna get voted out, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
therefore, she needs someone who's not going to use the idol on themselves. That's how she gets it back. She doesn't get it back if they play it for themselves. Therefore, I think Ozzy would play the idol if he felt like he was in danger, which is why I don't think it was smart to give it to Ozzy. I agree with you. I would give it to someone like Joe who probably feels safe, or even Sari. I don't think Sari necessarily would play the idol this early for herself. So if she got sent home with it, that's when you're like, fuck yeah, this was a good move. I
Mhm.
think that I think it's a hard advantage, is a hard thing to try to
Mhm.
predict, which is why, like, I agree with what you said. I think let's go with what we can control. I know who has his
Mhm.
idol, and it works all the way up until the, like, final 5 or final whatever. I think it was final 5. Therefore, I have so much of an advantage. Like, if I give you this idol, we make it to merge together. Mikhail, I gave you this idol. I could
Mhm.
even be like, Mikhail, you don't need to use it. I could vote you out then and still get the idol back for myself. Like, that feels like more of a
Big brain.
better position. Yeah, than like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Ozzy because he might get goes home. Then everyone on my tribe knows that I have an idol. Like, no, I would not do that. I think Genevieve was also in a bad position because she had to tell people that she had the idol. But yeah. The one thing I forgot to say, What did you think about the, like, standoff between Aubrey and Genevieve?
Okay, when I saw that, I was like, I used to pray for times like this. I'm not praying on someone's downfall, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're going to make my prediction so, so true if they lose." And I personally think it's just queuing up this scene where it's like both Q and who else doesn't have someone else doesn't have a vote. Was it
Kobe.
Colby? Q and Colby don't both don't have a vote, and it's like they were working with Genevieve and Rizzo, right? I think it's just queuing up the downfall of that alliance. I really do.
Mhm.
And it's like maybe Genevieve isn't, but I think that Aubrey, the way she is, I think Genevieve's gonna be going very, very soon. Just
I
because
agree.
Aubrey's already got her clocked. Aubrey already knows. Genevieve already has made this statement. And I think that you could see this is a bold prediction, but I think you could see Stephanie even being like, I need to jump ship.
Yeah, I agree.
I need to jump ship.
I think, unfortunately for that tribe, so just to jump ahead a little bit, I guess jump ahead past something. Kyle getting voted like medevac
Mm, yep.
fucks up a lot of
So
people's
many people.
game, which is
Mhm.
great for the people who weren't in the alliance and they didn't even know. So like
Mhm.
I think like Aubrey, Angelina, like who else is on that tribe? I can't even think. Like Aubrey, Rizzo, and Angelina might
Mhm.
be in a better position because Kyle left, and, like, secretly, if I was on that track, of course, I'd be sad, but I would be like, "Fuck yeah, we didn't have to do any work to get a winner out of the game." That's kinda what I will be thinking, so I'm curious to see. I It's hard to say what will happen, but I will say it is interesting that it sucked for Kobe that he got put in a position where
Mhm.
he had to risk his vote because I think that sucks, not like
And that's why I think, like, personally, like, I think it's going to be one of probably the best tribals of the whole season once they go. And the reason I also think it will probably be Genevieve is because if they're playing strategically, Aubrey's thinking like, okay, they think we're gonna like if they're gonna vote someone, they think they're gonna push the narrative on like, Colby or Q because like they're bigger like personalities, right? They're more hard-headed, they're more, like, a certain way, right? I'm not if Aubrey and Angelina are not working with them and you know what I mean? Rizzo might have someone with Colby, but, like, I feel like Q is probably more of the option that they probably would go to, especially with what happened, right?
yeah,
So, like, I think it's like but you wouldn't wanna take them out because those are your physical people,
yeah,
right? And
mhm,
Aubrey's like, if I'm Aubrey, I'm sitting here going, I like puzzles. I like this. I like Aubrey's good. Aubrey's won some challenges, right? She's good at puzzles, right? It's like I would want to be getting out Genevieve because now I'm the biggest, um, I'm the biggest strategic that in my own head, but I also am the best at puzzles now. I don't have any
yeah.
competition. Like I have no competition. Genevieve was good at challenges. I have no competition. Now they have to rely on me, or they're gonna find themselves back here. So I think Genevieve is like the pick I would go to if I'm out there on the island right now, but time will tell and see if they're like, let's go for let's go for the bigger personality because they're easier to get out.
I mean, I definitely agree with you, but I will say for Kobe and Q, they're kind of in a good position because not everyone knows they don't have a vote. So I don't think the tribe is gonna
That's
be
true.
functioning as if they don't have a vote, and I think if I'm Q and Kobe, I think Q only told Kyle, so that's good for him, and I think
He's
maybe
gone
we
now.
would've yeah, he's gone, so it's like, if I'm Q, no one doesn't know that don't have a vote. That's not something that I'm gonna say. And then secondly, it's, like, interesting to me because, again, thinking pregame, not even thinking what's happening, we had this, like, Stephanie and Q rivalry, but then also, like, I remember Q even said something about, like, "I don't wanna play with this person because they remind me of Aubrey in his original season." So it's like, they
Mhm.
put these 2 people on his tribe. I feel like it's gonna have to come into play. It's not gonna be all peaches and roses, and I think we didn't see it because they didn't have to yet. Like, they didn't have to think about who to vote out yet, but it's gonna come, and I think that's gonna put Q in a bad position. So my prediction, even though Genevieve would be a salacious target on the table, my prediction is that Q is the first one to go from the
I
two.
think it's very fair. I think it's a little worrisome for me right now.
Mhm. All right, so we didn't even talk about the journey, but we can talk about it really quick. But Savannah, Colby, Mike go on the journey. They gotta draw rocks because only two people can compete. So Mike gets rocked out, so he gets to go back. Colby and Savannah play, and Savannah wins, and she gets a secret block of vote. Great, great advantage to have. I think like these extra votes, block of votes, those are the ones that feel like people downplay, but I think could make the biggest difference. And like when it's just a small few people voting. But the one thing that I was kind of funny to me is that Rick Devens was like, I don't fucking believe her that she didn't get anything. I've seen the show.
I loved
Do
it.
you think Savannah played this badly? Like, how do you play this when like you don't want people to know that you have an advantage, but you don't wanna tell people that
I
you have an
think
advantage, so
Yeah, I think if Savannah, and this is where I think this is personally gonna get Savannah out very soon. I think if she's playing this game, she's gonna be truthful to the people that she's trying to build an alliance with. Like, I think you
mhm.
have to, if she's saying that she's in alliance with these people, right? And Jenna, who she was close with, I guess, from what I saw, like now she's gone. It's like, think you're kind of on a sinking boat here because what is a steel vote really going to do against like seven people? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's really not
Mhm.
going to do much for you. But I do want to say for the rest of it, like that, I personally liked, I loved that challenge. I think, the scene of, like the Tetris scene where it's like, I even said, I'm like, this is like a board game you could buy right now. I'm like, this is different.
Yeah.
I like this.
You gotta fucking start
I
practicing,
personally
Mikhail.
loved it. I apparently I'm like they're trying to throw new stuff at it. It's not the old same old. But I think Colby like losing the way he did was really funny because I think Sav just even think about like okay Colby's now going up high instead of wide and I'm trying to go wide, and like Colby end up losing still is really funny.
Yeah.
I think Mike White not even getting to do it I think is interesting. I would have liked him to even though. Um, I don't know how well he would have done. I think it would have just been interesting to see does Mike White try to build a connection to Sav or Colby,
Mhm.
do some networking. And also, I didn't get to say this before, but Mike White with the six pack? I'm like, I gotta step up my game or
Crazy.
something. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the heck? I was like, six pack, and they mentioned, I think it was Jonathan or no, it wasn't Jonathan because he's on tribe. Someone said like he's in the White Lotus gym or something. I'm like,
I think
yeah,
it
that
was
man got a
Charlie.
membership for a couple years. Charlie said that a membership
Mhm.
for a couple years apparently. So like, I think that was one of the biggest shocks of the episode. But yeah, going back, I think Sav has to tell people. It's not like it's an idol. It's not like it's a some like it's just a block of vote, and really realistically, the way the and the tribe dynamics are, it's like, what benefit is that gonna do? Like
Yeah.
realistically, you know what I mean? Because you got your three. Joe is like Joe is falling, and maybe if somehow Sav goes to Ozzy and three with Joe, but I think Joe is firm with how he is. I think he's gonna lock himself into those three for
Yeah. I
now at
agree.
least.
I think for Joe, Rick, Christian, and Emily are probably gonna only use him for a vote. I think that's why for Joe and
Oh, for
Tav,
sure.
they're in a good position because they kinda are in the middle. Therefore, they can choose their own adventure, and if I see this group getting really close together, that, like, again, right away, I'm like, "Oh, hell no." Like, Rick Devens gotta go, guys, like, day one. Like, I don't know. So that's kinda what I'm thinking, but I agree with you. I think, Sav, why change up your game? You won the first time. You did really well having
Mhm.
one single person that you can trust 100%, and I hope
And no
that
one
she,
knows
like,
it.
tries to find that. Yeah. I hope that she tries
And
to
no one
find
knows
that,
that you're Dane.
at least to get back to Rizzo. So, like, I hope she can find that for herself. And again, I think, like we even said in our preseason episode, people like Kyle and Camilla, clear duo. Savannah and Rizzo, people don't know, and they could. And you cannot tell me that they didn't speak about this before because they both knew they were going on a season. And I'd be like, I mean, me and you even said like, if we ever got on Survivor together, I'd be
Run it
like,
up.
Mikhail, who is Mikhail? I don't know this guy. I've never met him in my
Oh
life. What do you
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My yeah. Who's Donnie? I've never seen Donnie.
I
Let's vote
got
this
you.
person
Lock
out.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That would be me. So I hope that like Sav can realize that like she plays such a strong game and she doesn't,
Mm.
especially to get through this pre-marriage. You don't have to change a lot. Put yourself in the same position that you did the first time. And yeah, I think she might be good. But we'll see. I think in my head, the Joe and Sav, that's the duo that we will probably see if Sav gets to stick around. That's my initial thought.
Yeah, I think if it's like Joe's honest. Joe is loyal. Like, why would you not want to make that your number one? Like,
I love that Camilla was like, "I'm not playing honesty and integrity season this season."
oh,
Love it. Camilla,
I love
yes,
that.
yes.
That was like one of the best parts of this. I'm like, this is what I'm saying is her storyline. Kyle went home. Kyle went
Mhm.
home. Camilla can now play her game, and she's saying she's already changing up. People are gonna think she's gonna stay the way she was. She's not, and I think that's why she's got a good run at it.
I agree. All right, so that's the episode. Jenna got voted off. Kyle gets medevaced. So I did want to say, like, so I feel like the edit is propping us up for main storyline. So the ones that I see, and you can like tell me if you see any others. I think Ozzy and Siri duo. I think this is
Yep.
going to be something that is recurring through this season. And then the Ozzy and Coach rivalry is also going to be something. And then I also write down while we were talking, I'm like, I forgot Genevieve and Aubrey are going to play a part. Like their connection is going to play a part in the season. Do you have anything else to add to our storyline list? Thought.
Yeah, I think from what I saw, I'd probably say, it's really going to depend on that next episode. But Rick Devens and Christian, if they run it far, I think that's a good duo right there.
Yeah.
I think you also get, I think Coach and Jonathan, like, because I realistically can't see either of them going. Maybe Coach more than Jonathan, just because it seems like they're trying to smear his name a little bit. But like, I think Jonathan's in a good spot with that.
Yeah. No one's really looking at him. Also, I guess in that vein, who else is on? Coach, Jonathan. Wait. So we did say D, Camilla, and Tiffany. That trio.
Yep, them too. I think that could be a trio.
And then there's another grouping. Oh, Kobe and Rizzo.
Yes,
Unsuspected,
yes, and
but
that's the Kobe need. I think Kobe. I don't think he realizes, but I think he's gonna need that, and I think Rizzo's gonna have to figure out. Okay, like let me look at the numbers, and I feel like we haven't seen that from Rizzo. Like he didn't seem like I sort of understanding it a little bit, but I want to see more from Rizzo. Like I
yeah.
really do.
And I think we got time. I think Rizzo's probably doing what he should do. He should come off as this annoying little kid that people love to hate and hate to love. And I think that's like Kobe literally is like, I hate Rizzo. Then after a day or two, like, actually, I see myself in
He's
Rizzo.
not too bad.
I think that's his superpower. And I think if he just waits a second to cook, and we all know that Rizzo loves to cook. Like I think he's gonna be in a position where he can do his thing. That's the
Mhm.
episode
I agree.
though. Full thoughts. How do you think the season's gonna play out? Are you excited for the rest?
Yeah, I personally loved it. I think it was a great first episode for season 50. Um, I think the thing going forward is I want to see the difference in the challenges. That's the only thing. I think everything else has been good, the idols and stuff. Maybe people maybe more looking out for them, maybe some random stuff. I think we have these storylines. I think flip the script. Let's see something we weren't expecting, I guess, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like we called it before, Ozzy and Sari, they're probably gonna work together, you know? Like so let's see some more nuance from episode to episode than like, okay, like these are the connections, this is how it's gonna play out.
Mhm. I think we're in a good position. I think they gave us a lot of things to work with and to ponder on after this first episode, and I'm sure I'm excited to see what flourishes and what is like just to throw us off. Because I think there are some things to throw us off, and I don't know which ones, obviously,
Oh, sure.
but so I'm
Hoping
I'm
it's not
excited to see
Christian and
that.
Rick Devens.
Fingers crossed. But that's such a strong alliance. That they would be on my list. I'm like, Rick, gotta go. Even though I love Rick Devens, but that would be my thought walking. Definitely not Suri. I would
Exactly.
want to play with Suri. So I think I know we talked about it last week. I think we should do some tribe swapping between our tribes, our
This
draft.
early, we're dropping our buffs?
Not all the buffs.
Oh, it's a wheel spinner? We don't get to pick?
A
Oh,
wheel spinner,
boy.
but here's my thought.
Uh,
Because we have one tribe that only has one, two, oh, and it's also the audience group, lost two people, which both of our teams are in
mhm.
full attack. I think it's only fair that we pick two people who aren't going to be a part of this random swap.
Ooh,
So who from
wow.
your draft? So you have Christian, Camilla, Q, Rick, Tiffany, Chrissy, Charlie, and Jonathan who are on your draft pick. I think we should name a winner pick from our team who we are off limits for us, and then another person that we don't want to get rid of just yet.
Wow.
It's a hard
Donnie, Donnie,
decision.
Donnie.
Hard decision.
Now you did yourself put in it hard. Cause like part of me wants to keep Jonathan because I know he's in a good spot. But it's like Christian as well. It's like Rick. It's like I love, that whole dynamic. Camilla, I think is personally gonna go far, but like she's in a danger position, I would say. If it can land on Q and make my day. I'm gonna take out Christian,
Okay.
Jonathan. Pretty
Okay.
shocking. I think most people would have thought Camilla and Rick Devens.
All right. And do you have a winner pick from those two? Are those one of your winner picks?
Christian, Christian,
Christian. Okay.
Christian for sure.
I'm writing these down. You can't go back. You might
Wait,
get
so
to
it's
pick.
stuck like
No, 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 no.
Christian's my
Just
winner pick for the whole season?
for this episode. For this episode.
For this time. Okay, perfect, perfect.
All right. So if I look at my own wheel, who am I keeping for sure, for sure, for sure? I think a lot of people on my list are in trouble. So I gotta think about this
Mhm.
strategically. Um, I think, hmm, off the table for me, I'm not letting go. Ugh,
Hard.
I I can't let go of Sari. She's my queen. I can't let her go. I don't want to lose her in a
Okay.
random draft pick. I know that's a random, but do I just risk it for the biscuit?
Which biscuit are we risking?
Okay, I think I gotta keep Sari. I think that's my like. I'm just not gonna let her go.
Mhm. Who's your
And
second one?
second, I want to keep Rizzo on my team too. I want to keep him. I don't know what it is. That's
Whoa!
so
Okay.
crazy. So crazy.
I'm
Random pick.
shocked.
Who did you think I was
You
gonna
thought
pick?
it was gonna be Joe or I thought it was gonna be Joe or Aubrey. You picked
I
right in the
thought
middle
so
of
too.
them.
I
Wow.
wanted to pick Joe. I wanted to pick Joe and I wanted to
Wow.
pick Aubrey. But
Wow.
I think if I gotta give one of them up, I would. I don't think I want to give up Siri or Rizzo. Um
Wow. What a pick. Okay.
with my
Guess time
winner
will tell
pick,
for both of us.
with my winner pick for this episode being Siri
Uh-huh.
because I'm crazy.
Absolute cinema. Let's see it. Let's see who's going off. Who's going off.
All right. So do you
Oh
want me
boy.
to spin first or do you want to spin first?
I'm gonna give you the honor of spinning first.
All right. So I will go to my wheel and I
Oh,
will spin, and whoever it lands on, that's who I have to swap with the audience
give us
tribe, and we'll spin
give
that one
us
first.
Aubrey. Give us
Okay.
Aubrey. Give us Aubrey. Give us Aubrey.
So here we go. We're
Give
spinning.
the
We're
audience a chance
spinning.
to win. Oh no! Don't be hurt! No! No!
Genevieve
Come
is gonna
on!
be the person swap for my tribe. Not
I'm
necessarily a bad
torn.
pick. She's not a bad
I
pick.
don't think that, I think that's good for you.
Yeah. So Genevieve, and I'm going to be flopping with the audience. Let's see who we got. Who we got?
I think that's a
Angelina.
win. I think that's a win for you.
That's a good switch.
I think that's a
So
win.
taking
That is a good
Genevieve
switch.
from my team and flopping with Angelina. That's not bad. That's not the worst thing
Oh,
that could happen.
please.
Which makes me feel like you
Be
might. Who do you want me to spin the audience draft wheel first or yours?
Do the audience. Let's see who's
Okay.
swapping with my.
Who's coming on your team? Let's see.
Oh, it could go either way if they think he's
Kobe coming to Team
interesting. I
Mikhail.
did not
Let's
think it was gonna
go.
be Colby. I was hoping for a Mike White, honestly, low key. Okay. I would love if Q or Charlie go here. Or actually, I actually don't mind Chrissy. I don't think she played that good. But I needed to stay away from Camilla, Tiffany, and Rick. I needed to stay away from them.
I want it to be Tiffany because secretly I want Tiffany on my team. So
I don't want it to be.
here we go. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh no, no, no,
Oh,
stop, stop,
oh,
stop, stop, stop,
oh.
no, no,
Yikes.
my winner pick is gone. That's my winner
So
pick gone.
you just so everyone can know, we just did a wheel, and so I got switched from my team. I traded off my girl Genevieve for Angelina. Honestly, no harm, no foul for me. Mikhail is suffering right now because he just
I
traded
got
off
screwed.
Camilla for Kobe.
No, are you kidding me?
I'm surprised you didn't pick Camilla to stay safe because she was your
I
first
just,
pick.
I know it's. I think for me, it's just the way the edit was going. I feel like I'm like I can't lose Christian. I know he's going far, and it's like I know that, like, just I can't lose the ones that I picked,
Yeah.
like, I
Agree,
feel
agree.
like
I
those
like
were
my team
like,
too, so
I feel like Camilla, like, I love Camilla, and I think she's going to go far, but the way the edit of that first episode, it's like it's like it could go either way, and the same thing with Rick Devens, where it's like Rick Devens is kinda like a threat in a sense, like, I feel like he's
mhm.
gonna get targeted first. So I'm like, "I've gotta save the ones I picked."
Alright, do you wanna be crazy? Do you wanna flop one person, your team to my team?
Flop
Have you
one?
do you have too much loss?
How about we keep the wheel the way it is right now and do the flop?
Okay. Yeah,
So
so
we
I'll
keep the ones we
remove
have as winner.
yeah. We won't add anyone. We'll flop whoever it lands on for both of our
No,
teams
throw
too.
Kobe. Throw Kobe.
Oh, you okay, okay, that's fair. Let's add our new people
Throw
to our
Kobe on there.
list.
I want to get him off my.
So I'll add Angelina and then we'll add Kobe.
Oh, I'm saying this now, and Kobe's gonna end up winning the whole season.
All right, you ready?
Yep,
So we're switching two people from your team to
two at
my
the
team,
same
from my
time is
team to your team.
crazy.
Oh no,
Don't be Rick.
it's all right. So
No,
I
this
have
is
Rick
the
on my
worst.
team now, and you have Ozzy.
This might be the worst day ever. This might be the worst day ever. Those are
Mind you,
my first
guys,
two picks.
I want to tell everyone this was Mikhail's thought to do the week.
There'll be more things in the future. We'll get
There'll
them
be more.
back.
There'll
We'll
be
get
more.
them.
You'll get him back.
There'll
It's a
be.
long season, and if they're here the whole time, the likelihood of you getting them back would be higher.
This just in: Rick Devens transferred to Donnie Williams' team. The owner of of Mikhail's tribe ends up crashing out, and Rick Devens goes on strike. More news at 11.
I can't
I
believe you lost Rick. That's a big loss.
oh,
That would have
and
been me if I
Camilla.
lost Aubrey. If I lost Aubrey, I'd have been like,
That's what I
damn.
wanted to happen. I thought you were gonna lose Aubrey and Joe. I see
I would
Ozzy
have been
coming on my
sad.
team. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
could go either way.
Ozzy's a good pick. You okay. You have the most advantages on your team right now.
It true, true. It could go either way, but
But you also have the least amount of votes because two people on your team don't have votes right now.
yeah.
That's
How do I have a
hilarious.
team of Q and Colby? How is this happened to me?
Like I said, everyone listening, this was Mikhail's idea,
Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
but it's okay. There's
We'll
time.
get lucky in episode 2.
Yeah, we'll flop one more in episode 2. Deal. All right. Any lasting thoughts? Tell us. What are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling really sad. I'm losing my players. Um, Overall, I'm really excited for the season. I think it was a great Paramount kind of episode to start the season, and just I'm loving the direction it's going with the twist. I'm liking some of the different types of gameplay. It's starting to feel like old school a little bit. I would just like a little bit more, maybe some new players to do a little bit new things. Maybe Joe a
Mhm.
little villain side. Maybe Rizzo does not a Rizzo thing. Like some little differences. And I think I gonna harp on it again. Challenges, please give us something like from past seasons that was old
Yeah.
school, not and that's what I'm hoping maybe this one they're like, "Okay, we'll make it like before," but it's like, give us like one where it's like they're all holding weight and they have to catch the other tribe. Like, I
Mhm.
want that. That's what I want.
I want challenges that you don't have to be good at puzzles nor physical to win. So like the social challenges. I feel like we haven't seen one in so long where
No.
like, where you answer the questions, the majority rules. I
Things
like
like
stuff like that. I feel like we need something like that. Everyone knows each other for the most part. Let's get a little messy. Let's give our queen Sari a chance to win something. Like Sari's catching her first win in this season. I see it. I see it.
Finally!
I see it. I can see it. And she's gonna fucking get the Beyonce Renaissance idol, whatever
Renaissance
that means.
idol.
Whatever that means. It's coming to Sari just now. So yes. I'm excited. I'm excited to keep reviewing the season with you as well. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm
Great
excited to hear
season.
your thoughts and whatever thoughts you have, feel free. It's always welcome. I want to hear them all.
Well, thanks for having me on. Thanks to the audience again. Like I said, be open, optimistic. Crazy things are gonna happen. Look at our tribes now. Even me and Donnie's tribe. Look at our tribes. Crazy
Different.
things are gonna happen.
The
It's gonna
audience
keep getting
draft is
better and
cooking
crazy.
now. They're cooking.
Yeah, they're back. They're on the up now.
Yeah. With Camilla on their team, they're
Uh,
solid. All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week for episode 2. Peace out.
bye.
Your typical podcast.